All right, so Squarespace brought out a brand new block. It looks like it was just launched either late last night or early this morning. And I wanted to show you a little bit about it because I think it's going to be pretty dang rad. So we've got this accordion block. In the past, we'd have to custom code these sorts of things, but now you have a built-in accordion block that makes it really easy to add information without it taking up a lot of room on a page. This is common for like FAQs, maybe breakdowns in ingredients or product descriptions, anything that you want to kind of condense and not overwhelm a page. And I just wanted to show you some customizations that you can make, how it works, and just kind of a couple of options that you have if you haven't already thought of ways that you might be using this. So here's how it works. Behind the scenes, you've got this new accordion block. You can always add a new block by clicking that little plus sign, scrolling down, and you'll see accordion right underneath social links. Double click on the new accordion block, and you will see your different options here. Adding a new item is as simple as just saying add item. It doesn't appear that there seems to be a massive limit whatsoever on this. Reordering is also very easy. Just hovering, clicking, and dragging down seems to be great. Deleting items, as simple as hovering, clicking that little garbage can icon. And then editing one, click on the item you wish to edit. You'll see it's easy to add text. Now, this is a more limited area that you can edit. It reminds me a lot of the Markdown block where you get limited editing options with just bold, italicized, underline, and a link. However, if you're using some of my custom code, you could still add like a pop-up like I demoed here. So you could still add something like that if it were like maybe a size chart or something along those lines. Normal links, you'll notice they don't seem to adhere to styling. So one thing I'm seeing that I would personally recommend customizing would be adding a custom CSS style rule that says if it's a link inside an accordion, take on the same styles as links throughout the rest of the website. So adding like hover effects, maybe a slight animation, something that lets you know that this was clickable. This might be something that Squarespace just temporarily overlooked, so maybe this is something they'll fix as well. But just as simple as editing the text in here, typing, make a couple things bold, should be pretty straightforward. Duplicating it, so if you wanted to say, I love the way this first item looks, I'd like to add a whole nother one just like it, it would just stack them on that. Now let's talk styling. Styling, we've got like more options than I had expected initially. This is a very robust design option for the average Squarespace block. You can see that you can change the style of the actual item here. So if you want it maybe a little bit lighter weight, maybe you want it a little bit thicker, different alignment options, lots of things you can do there. You can also have the first item by default opened up. I've seen this before on other FAQ type things. I imagine this being useful on more of a product page. So maybe this is like the default description of the product opened up, and then underneath it would be like size guide, little things like that. Allowing multiple open items, that's basically just saying you can have a couple of these items open at once. Turning that off will actually make it so you can only have one open at a time. So if this one were already open and you wanted to open this, it would close this one and open this one. So that's what this one would do. The divider is just the line in between things. You can actually even change the thickness of those lines as well. Looks like it goes all the way up to 10 pixels, but let's see if it actually allows for overwriting. Oh, good. It limits you at 10 pixels. Opacity, so if you want to change that lightness, maybe make it a little less intense, you could do that too. Lots of different options here. So you can actually change whether there's a line up top and a line on bottom as well. You could also choose just not to even have the divider. I personally like it though. I think that looks nice. The arrow is the option that I chose. We could also go for a plus sign. This would be nice, in my opinion, for more of like an FAQ style accordion. You can also change that size. So again, if you want to make it just a little bit less intense, you could change that thickness. You choose which side you want to put it on, and then of course the padding in between items. This might be helpful if you're using a larger heading. So scrolling back up here to that title, let's say you chose for whatever reason to pick a heading 1, you would probably want a little bit more padding between things if you were going to go that route. Heading 2, maybe you don't need as much padding, so you would maybe come down to like a medium, so that feels a little bit more balanced. So overall, that is the new accordion block, and I'm excited to start using this in some of my designs.